Imagine being so tired. And I'm not talking about tired. I'm not sleepy. I'm talking about I'm tired. One of the hardest things to do in this world is be black. It's so hard. It's so hard being black. Forget Mother's Day. It's more pressing issues at hand. A black woman coined the term black fatigue to talk about how exhausting it is to undergo racism. And you guys have spun it into something that is innately racist. And what's sad is it's not just white people, it's black men, black women. On my For You page, I'm literally in enemy territory talking about how they don't want to be around black people because they're ghetto and they're loud and they don't want them in their Are you not black? And in turn, y'all are opening the door in your comments for more racist people to talk about how they are anti-black and use this term in a way that it literally wasn't meant to be used. I don't understand why my algorithm thinks I even want to see black fatigue the way y'all are using it. Are you serious? And it's honestly disgusting. And then they're saying like, oh, we're tired of black people blaming white people for their problems. Or do y'all understand that we are literally still segregated? There are certain neighborhoods that literally have no grocery stores. Their education system sucks. The people don't fucking do anything to the potholes and shit in the road because they don't give a fuck. Like, that doesn't happen in certain neighborhoods. Y'all understand that that's still going on, right? You could even look at something as simple as content creation. Black people don't get paid as much as white people for their content. Their content doesn't even get pushed sometimes as hard as white people's because of an algorithm that looks at them and doesn't want them to be seen. Hello? So it's not, when things have not changed much in however many years it's been, you can't really say that people are making excuses when they're still being oppressed. They're still undergoing racism. Like, what do y'all be on?
Why is racism coming back? More buzzwords to justify it. The newest one is black fatigue. Before that, it was DEI. You understand there's never anything good enough for these races, right? Let's explain what black fatigue actually is. Black fatigue is actually a book on how racism erodes the mind, body, and spirit and explores systemic racism and its effect on black people. These racists aren't even smart enough to know the definitions of the words they're using, such as DEI. Why are we giving them any attention? And why are they increasing in number? Most people that are racist have zero black friends, have never interacted with a black person in their life, but they're somehow racist still. Because they're chronically online. You chronically online people need to get a life. Yeah, you're chronically online. No wonder you're so scared and angry at everything all the time, and you're looking for an outlet, and for some reason that expression comes to making up some new crazy buzzword to be obsessed with a group of people that have no idea who you are and have never thought about you, but your entire thought process is on them. We're actually talking about race in 2025 and justifying 5-year-olds getting called slurs with autism. What? And I go outside in real life and none of y'all are outside. They're chronically online. But go ahead, keep dropping your videos. We're gonna find out who you are. We will. We're gonna find out who you are. Please make more videos. Honestly, I'm convinced a lot of racist people just got rejected by a black person or felt rejected, and this is like their life.
If they were inexplicably losing all the men in their family, they wouldn't have time to be racist. If a random illness hit them and their kin, they wouldn't have time to be racist. Hex your local racist. Stop giving them platforms. Stop giving them trending topics and fucking hex them. You have their names. Social media names are also names. Hex your local racist. I think we need to get back into the Kennedy curses, the glass and the cakes. You know what I mean? We keep platforming the dregs, the bottom feeders of society. And that's what racists are, bottom feeders. Take away their livelihoods, their money, all the men in their family. Make sure the women can't procreate anymore. Hex their bloodlines. Stop giving them leeway. Yes, Trump may have some type of ward protecting him and the rest of the United States government, but Karen doesn't. Bob up the street, who is a raging racist, does not have protection. Hex your local racist. Put them in your shoe, put them in a box, leave them in the goddamn cemetery. I don't care what you do. Stop platforming them, though. They don't deserve it. And I know this is an offshoot from my content, but I am sick of it. And I will be doing just that. And if you want a better life, you should be following me.
Black fatigue is obviously asinine and extremely racist, but something that I do believe in is white fatigue. And I don't mean that I'm fatigued as a white person. While I am fatigued, I'm fatigued by these other white people who are, I don't know if it's they're more stupid or they're more racist, way above average scoring in both of those categories. And those two traits like form a coalition of white supremacy where they just make it like impossible to exist without feeling so exhausted by having to explain like this is not a normal thing to hear black fatigue and to think that black people are inherently worse. Like that's absolutely fucking insane. It's exhausting to have to say that so frequently that it's just like you're just racist and that it's exhausting. It's like talking to a wall. They deny that they're racist? What do you mean? You're advocating that black fatigue is a real thing and you're not racist. What do you mean? That's the exhaustion I feel with my own brethren of white people. Oh, God. White people are the absolute worst. I will continue. It is my God-given duty, but it's not easy.
They're calling it black fatigue, but what you really mean is I'm tired of loving wounded black people. You can just say that part with your chest. That's what you wanted to say. You're not tired because we're toxic. You're tired because your love had conditions. Yours. You didn't come to heal, you came to curate. You came to save a version of black society that was already fixed and no one praised you for it. And when we didn't perform your healing fantasy, you called it draining. This archetype always shows up during collapse, the one that confuses proximity with pain and with proof that they're better than it. Right, they're proof. They have proof that they're better than it. That's how they see it, right? But you have to understand that you're not above the wound just because you narrate it from a distance. You're just protecting your image in the mirror while the rest of us are still trying to stitch it back together. You didn't transcend us. You abandoned us. Real black love doesn't tap out when it gets loud. It doesn't leave when the wounds resurface. It metabolizes. It listens longer. It doesn't call the hood low vibrational just because it got a better apartment. Love doesn't require perfection. It requires presence. And some of y'all don't have love for us, and that's cool. That's what I'm trying to get it at. It's cool, but I need you to know that the left is something you can get over. You could, right? And if you really tired, rest, right? If you're actually tired, but don't call that healing. That's retreat, because this ain't fatigue. It's spiritual gentrification we're watching, and these are spiritually gentrified people. You're not leaving because you're broken. You're leaving because our brokenness didn't fit your aesthetic anymore. And I need you to hear me clearly. We are not your inconvenience. Okay, we're not. We are your mirror, and if you truly heal, you'll still be here with us, not above us, right? So I get it, right? This is one thing I think is absolutely true. You do not have to like every black space, but don't ever use fatigue as an excuse to stop loving the ones who never had that option to leave. Just stupid shit. I wanted to tell a joke in this video, but these people upset me a lot.
Black fatigue is literally just a step down from the N-word. It was DEI, now it's black fatigue. They're gonna just straight up start calling us Negroes. This is how I know you guys don't have friends around you that care, because not enough of you, when you say certain things, have people around you that are confident enough to go, what are you talking about? Black fatigue? You're tired of an entire race of people. Are you 5 years old? Could you imagine being so intellectually inept that when people talk about oppression, a very real system that exists across the world, you're like, I'm really tired. Like, I can't do this. Like, Are you good? Get off the internet. It's some of the most chronically online shit I've ever heard in my life. Black fatigue. First of all, that's a real term. That's a real term coined by black people to describe how tired we are of living in a society like this. And thank you so much for proving our point, because this is tiring. The way that you guys treat black people for no reason, just unprovoked, even if we're on the same side, is insanity. Name it every single time. Stop Asian Hate, the pro-Palestinian movement, UNF America Tour. It's like the same playbook every time. It's like, hey, we believe in doing this really good thing. Also, fuck black. Yeah, so we wanted to begin a movement that really brings people together to stop things like racial oppression and segregation and overall bias within our communities and society. And I think that, you know, this is a really great program in which we can bring people together. That's great. How about we start with this systemic issue that actually affects everyone? And we want to talk about this, even though it does disproportionately affect us. I think we should still include everyone in this fight as well. Do my eyes deceive me? Or is that a nigga?
We're literally seeing appropriation in real time. When it was Black Lives Matter, what did they do? Oh, Blue Lives Matter. All lives matter. We all matter. Then we used to always use the word woke. Oh, you're woke to what's going on in the system. Now, oh, we're woke. I don't even know what it means for them, because they just changed the definition and don't even know what the original meaning is. Like, come on now. So now they're trying to coin black fatigue. Now they're saying they're tired of us. Oh, we're fatigued. We're exhausted because the black people are always holding us accountable. Okay. You wouldn't be tired if you didn't feel some sort of emotional pull or reaction to the facts. Like, why are you fatigued if it's not about you? Why are you fatigued if you didn't do anything, if there's no guilt inside of your body? You know what I mean? Why are you energetically taking accountability and allowing yourself to be a target about some shit that's not even about you? It's almost like ever since we've been freed, they've tried to reverse the fact that we started off as the victims. I'm not saying we're victims as people, because we're more than conquerors, okay? But like, they've tried to reverse slavery, not in the form of finances or businesses, okay, of ownership, but they try to reverse slavery from like an emotional standpoint, like, oh, I'm the victim. Oh, we're so tired.
So here's my honest opinion about black fatigue. Black fatigue actually exists. However, black fatigue does not exist in a way that a lot of non-black people think. It has nothing to do with race and everything to do with culture. It is the culture, the society, and the environment you are raised in. It has nothing to do with race, and it never was about race, because if it was about race, then every black person would be acting like that. Black fatigue is a poison well that is consumed by certain locations and environment. Another majorly important factor is accountability. If black people in general don't hold each other and others accountable for our and their actions, there will be no change within our communities. The destruction of property and violence, the need to be extremely fucking loud and ratchet for no reason. I've seen some of these videos from non-white people talking about the black fatigue, and they do have a point. And for the black people who is watching this, believe me, I did not want to hear any of this shit from non-black people. However, some of them, not all of them, because some of them were just straight up racist, but some of them had some solid points. When it comes to gentrification, credit score, stimulus check, lack of funding for black public schools and neighborhoods, government, the CIA, United Healthcare, all of this was targeted towards the black community so we can end up how we are today. At this moment in 2025, the CIA and the government, they're running on autopilot because we're doing the work for them. They have done enough damage towards the black community that they can sit back, crack open a fucking beer, and watch us tear each other apart. The United States' greatest weapon they have on the black community is the black community not holding each other accountable for our actions. Truthfully, we need to start doing that more. We need to follow in our ancestors' footsteps, because what they had back then, they had it right. Not everything has to change and not everything has to be progressive. There are some things that they done in the past was better as it was, and that's completely fine. I am not saying we should just roll over and let them do what they want to do. Instead of only striving for black excellence, we should also strive for black power. Loud, the ratchet, the ghetto, the ignorant and uneducated, I have mutual love for them because they are my brothers and sisters. Even then, most of the time, I do not associate with them. But it's because of people like this that exist in our community that gets the spotlight and paints the picture of what black people seem like. They get all the attention. They always end up on the news. Why? It's because they cause a distraction. They cause a problem for other people. And you know who are the first ones to put us on the internet?
You guessed it, the media. Hell, even our own people do it as well, for clout, for fame, for money. They sell out our own people, make us look bad just to fill up their pockets. And that is another problem to address in our community. Stop labeling us and stop painting us negatively just to make yourself look better or richer. That is why, ladies and gentlemen, when people like this in our community gets the spotlight, many people automatically assume that we are a monolith and we act like them. It's either you are ghetto, loud, and trashy, or you are whitewashed. They never look in between the lines and understand that black people are completely far from a monolith and we can be absolutely anything we want. Every non-black person, and yes, that includes every person of color, they always go out of their way to tell us that they are not a monolith, that they are all different. We are too. But while we have our own issues, it's important to teach history, but it's also important that we do what we can to change what is happening now. That is all I have to say on the matter. This is Onyx, and I'll see you guys next time.